January 4th, 2019.
This is Nerd Bourbon episode 83. I'm Seth Sturgill.
And I'm Todd Sturgill. And I'm not going to do the same joke because I don't give a shit.
This is our second take. Take two, Todd. New year, new me.
I've always hated that statement.
Why?
Always. I don't know. Because it's bullshit.
Is it bullshit? I mean, it's bullshit for the people who are like, oh, this is good. This is my year. I'm going to lose weight. But like, what's wrong with like setting goals for yourself?
Because goals are for winners.
I don't think there's anything wrong with it. I don't.
I just hate when people. Half the time I hear that statement, it's like from really annoying people, like "New year, new me." I'm like, "Go fuck yourself."
This is gonna be the year. I'm gonna get right. I'm gonna lose weight. I got my kombucha.
Oh,
my protein powders, and I'm ready to fucking party. Yeah, no, for me, like, I've never been the type for New Year's resolutions or anything. I mean, I have goals, but it doesn't need to be on New Year's Day.
Yeah.
Like, I don't come into a new year saying, this is what I'm going to achieve this year. I don't think that there's anything wrong with that.
I think that opens up for failure because it's just like usually people only last that like first month type of shit.
Well, yeah, and I mean, you don't know what life's going to throw at you, right?
Yep.
Like, I know that there are certain things that are going to happen in my life during 2019, but I'm not like, I don't kind of like place goals for myself in a year span for that reason. What I do like to do is look back. I like to look back at the things that I did in 2018 or whatever year prior. I think kind of having a retrospective of the past year of your life is interesting. 2018 was a pretty big year for me, not even just in terms of like this podcast, but I mean, I got married. Yeah. This is a pretty big deal. It was a very, very stressful year for me. Like, by far the most stressful year of my life. No contest. 2018 was a total like shit show in terms of the amount of my hair that has gone gray because of a year. 2018
like,
definitely.
I'm like one of the only people that probably knows about the bullshit because you'd always just tell me about it.
Even you don't know the.
Oh,
full
even
extent.
I don't have like the full understanding of it.
Nobody, and that's something that I kind of like. Like, my wife and I are the only people that truly know. I mean, you saw some of it, and you obviously would hear me like complain about it or whatever and talk about it.
You'd bitch about it almost every day.
Shit, and I mean, you saw how crazy it was, even just like when you were here for it.
Oh, dude, even with a little bit of like help that I did, like when I was up there for the wedding, or down there for the wedding, you want to be accurate. You do that for a year and see what kind of mental toll it takes on you. It was rough, but you know what? Like it was worth it, and 2018 ended up being a decent year for me overall in terms of life events. I want to shout out to the most stressful part of your wedding for me though.
Which was what?
When I had that fucking cake on my lap.
Oh.
I swear to God.
Yeah, you were holding the cake and you thought it was gonna like fall. You're like, dude, it's leaning. I'm like, no, it's not. It looks like it's leaning. I'm looking inside. It's leaning.
I didn't like it. I didn't trust it.
It all worked out. There was no shortage of road bumps on the way, but it all worked out. I was so sick of driving to that fucking venue.
Oh, my God. I feel like I went to it enough times.
Oh, my God. I was so sick of it. Anyway, that's besides the point. Todd, new year, new me. I do sort of, 2019 is going to be interesting for not even just for us. I think we always try to like come into a new year with the podcast of like, what are we going to do differently? At least for me, I try to not be stagnant with this show. Mm-hmm. I feel like this show has really evolved over the past, we're on episode 83 now.
Well,
so
I think it was only like recently that we kind of found like a good ebb and flow for the show, like with like the adding in like some of the news segments that we do now.
Yeah, talking about news and stuff, and in addition to our typical topics, and kind of having a more naturalistic, like kind of open-ended conversation to sort of lead into things. Yeah. I mean, we've sort of just recently found a structure that I think we're happy with, which is funny. I mean, it could take you 2 years to get there, or a year and a half, or whatever to get there, but whenever you get there, I guess
Yeah.
Better late than never. And yeah, we're at a place that we're happy with now with the show, and I'm excited by that. And I like the stuff that we've done with the show. I think we've produced a lot of content for just two people who do not make this as our full-time jobs at all.
Oh, God.
This is very much just a hobby, so for us just doing this as a hobby, I'm pretty happy with the amount of content that we've produced over the past year. And, looking forward to this year for 2019, I'm just sort of like, we just started, that's something I actually wanted to talk about. We just started a Stardew Valley series on YouTube, which is going to be weekly, posts every Saturday, where Todd and I play Stardew Valley together in the new co-op update, the multiplayer update that they've added for the Switch.
Which has been, it's been a lot of fun. I've been enjoying the living shit out of it.
It's been primo. It's been good times. I really love that game. That's a very special game, and I mean I like playing it with you. It's fun. It's been a good time, and it's nice to have content on YouTube, and it's nice to actually have like gameplay videos on YouTube again.
It's nice to have a guaranteed video series for YouTube right now, because it's just like shit. I was doing like like the Let's Plays and whatnot like when I was like unemployed, but like the moment I got back to work, oof.
Right. Well, and Stardew Valley is such an easy game to pop in and out of, like, especially, I mean, shit, I think we were talking about after we recorded today, just, it's the kind of game you can just jump on. You can just fucking, we could backlog a few episodes, and it just, it gels with our lifestyle very well. So, and it's I
don't know if it's been said, but it is going to be a weekly show. It's going to come out every Saturday.
Yes. Yeah, every Saturday is when they're going to go live, and they're sort of the structure that we take. We do 4 in-game days. It generally, with the exception of like in-game events that shorten the days or stuff like that, it generally makes the episodes about an hour long.
Yeah, about like 50 to 60, 50 minutes to like an hour.
Yeah.
I think one of the shorter episodes is actually going to come out pretty soon, which is because we got fucked because of the Egg Festival. Right,
so that's what I'm saying. Sometimes there'll be like in-game events that are going to make the days shorter, but that's the structure we're going for. 4 days, about an hour. Nothing too bad. It's not going to command too much of your time. I sort of like the idea of having a sort of like easy to watch series, and you can just come kind of chill out with us, watch us stumble our way through our garbage farm, and kind of me, I've put a ton of time into Stardew Valley, and not nearly as much as my wife, but I have put a good amount of time into it, and I know things about it. I'm sort of being Todd's tour guide.
Oh, yeah, 'cause I've never touched it, ever.
So like, Todd...
I'm going into this shit completely blind.
Todd's totally fresh to it, so it's been fun. It's been fun to play together. I'm really liking it. So, that's something that you're going to see more of, I think. If you subscribe to our YouTube channel, I think you're going to see a lot more gameplay videos going up. I think for us, YouTube has sort of been a platform to just like put the podcast somewhere else, just one more place you can listen to it.
That's definitely how it started.
Yeah.
Like, without a doubt.
But I think you're going to start seeing, especially in 2019, I think that's kind of a big focus for us, is to start putting more gameplay on there. And the sort of, if you'll pardon the pun, the seed to plant with that is definitely the Stardew Valley series. So
another thing I wouldn't mind doing is like either one of us or both of us like streams a little more, but it's like, God.
I like streaming. I also like recording versus streaming, because when you record, there's sort of like, I don't know, there's for me, I kind of like having something that you can like polish and arrange and plan.
Oh yeah, well I definitely had to do some cuts.
Yeah, well, and like for me, I like the sort of just planned nature of it, and if something goes wrong, you're not really disappointing anybody because you can fix it.
Mm-hmm. You're not wrong.
I don't know.
I do want to end up doing another solo series from like pretty soon.
Yeah, I've thought about streaming or recording one of the upcoming games that I want to tackle.
That'd be a good idea. You should fuck with it.
Maybe. We'll see what happens.
Because I'm thinking to myself, it would technically be easy for me to do like maybe in the middle of the week get a video uploaded like on like Wednesday or some shit.
Right.
For like, I don't know. The thing is, I don't even know what I would like want to play right now. Like that's the sort of thing.
Right.
Like, part of me wishes I was recording myself doing Dragon's Dogma, but it's too late now.
Yeah, you've been playing a lot of that. We'll get into what we've been playing. I sort of for this episode, it's going to be a little bit of a weird episode. I think, there hasn't been a whole lot of news going on. We have not done a sort of like legit episode of this show in a couple weeks because it's, you guys have had some evergreen episodes and stuff. So this is the first.
We technically haven't sat down and recorded for like a couple weeks now. So
recorded the main show anyway. I mean, we've done shots and relapse. And stuff.
Well, shots, yeah, the main show, yeah.
Yeah, so I think this is kind of a good like touch base kind of episode for me. Like, especially, this is going to be an exciting year for us for our content. This is something I mentioned before. 2019, I feel like, is going to be the year that we start hearing about these new consoles. Mm-hmm. And I'm excited to have a platform for when that happens. Like, I'm excited that we're going to be doing this show when that happens. I'm looking forward to unpacking all of that as it happens. And this year is going to be an exciting year for games. I think we're going to start focusing more on our sideshows a little bit more, which you're already kind of starting to see the benefits of.
Yeah, it's this is probably the most sideshows we've done in a good long time.
Well, that's the thing, is we weren't really watching shows or movies together or anything, and we weren't, it's not like there's been any huge impetus to do an episode of Eats or, Relapse was stagnant.
Like, the thing is with Eats is like, if we're not eating like limited edition shit, it's like kind of hard to do. But at that point, I think we could just kind of talk about specific food things for Eats to like kind of get Eats out.
Yeah, well, that's something. I like to talk about food, and I've got the body to prove it. But
preach.
But I think with Eats, the direction you're probably going to see us take in 2019 is, we like to eat the limited edition foods and talk about them. I think you're still going to hear that with Eats. But I think with Eats moving forward, I think we do sort of need to take them. There's only so many limited edition foods we can eat.
Yeah, so I think we need to go a more general route with like Eats and talk about like just maybe food topics sort of thing.
Yeah, I think it just needs to be a sort of food-based show where we talk about food-related topics.
Yeah.
And that could that could even extend to me talking about cooking. I like to cook and stuff, and so I think you're going to see Eats become in 2019 a kind of more like generalized food show. Less about us just reviewing limited time snacks and more of us talking about food in general.
Yeah.
I think that's going to be kind of the direction that Eats goes, and I think that's something that we are going to need to plan and sort of do more consistently, because I love to record Eats. I love doing that. But
maybe it's something we can do. Like maybe this is something we should think about doing, is to get, it might sound like a lot, but at least get one of the sideshows a month.
That's completely doable.
That's what I'm saying. Like, completely doable. We get like at least one Eats, one Shots. Well, the Shots, that's whatever, because we might not always see a movie.
Right.
But like Eats and like Relapse, I think we can do like once a month.
Oh, Eats. Yeah, I think we could get an Eats and a Relapse out every month easily.
And then Shots, that's like Shots we kind of just do whenever like it's relevant.
Yeah, because it's weird, right? Because Shots is kind of a case by Shots. Kind of depends almost on the way the culture is, because I'm not just gonna go out and see a movie for any old reason. Yeah. And it's also there are TV shows we could talk about. I mean, we were even talking about like maybe watching Bird Box and us doing a Shots on Bird Box and stuff, and we just put out a shots of Aquaman and Into the Spider-Verse because we both saw it. And that's just the way the cookie crumbles sometimes. Yeah. Is sometimes Todd will see a movie that I don't see, or I'll see a movie that Todd's not interested in, or whatever. And it's only when those moons align do we have a reason to do shots. And I mean, even Todd and I will watch a movie together, and then sometimes it doesn't really make sense to do a shots on it. Because it's like
the last time we did that. Like, what was the last time we both watched a movie and
it
was kind of
For example, right? Like, we watched Valerian, and it's like...
Oh, yeah.
It's like, why are we going to do a shots on Valerian?
I think we ended up just talking about that on the main show. And that's the thing. Like sometimes you get a little mini shot like in the main show. Like,
so and then we sort of killed book club a little bit, even though I wouldn't mind rising it.
Book club will return, but it's like it's not going to be one of those things where it's like we're not going to try to do that like once a fucking month. That's just going to happen whenever it happens.
Yeah, and then Nerd Bourbon Adventures is the same way. I've sort of put that Star Wars campaign on hiatus, which sucks, and I understand if you were, I do apologize if you were a fan of that, because I did end it on a cliffhanger, the first episode.
That's some real shit. I like it's such a good cliffhanger too.
I did end it on a cliffhanger, and I do apologize about that. I've had this D&D campaign that has been ongoing for, at this point, a year. We started last January. So we've been playing this same D&D campaign now for a year, and it's getting to the wire. It's getting to the point where we're getting pretty close to wrapping it up. And I want to wrap that up before I go back into Star Wars. But Star Wars is going to become my next major focus after this is done with D&D, and you are going to get more Nerd Bourbon Adventures in 2019. And it's going to be, now that we did that first episode, I think we can iron out a lot more of the kinks. You're going to see a new and improved Nerd Bourbon Adventures in 2019.
Yeah.
So anyway, that sort of gets the looking forward to 2019 talk, I think, mostly out of the way. We're working on Relapse some more. I mean, shit, maybe next week you might even see another episode of Relapse pop up. I mean, we're doing what we can. It is hard to work this into our schedules. We both do work full-time jobs, and it's
I already know it's going to be harder because with the addition of Anastasia. Well, now we're talking about knocking out the last of the original pretty soon, and then me and you can just steamroll through the last couple Star Wars movies.
Yeah, we could watch Force Awakens and Last Jedi and stuff like that.
But going into the future, I was thinking about like what are we going to do next with Relapse?
Right.
And I still want to do the Alien movies.
Right.
And at that point, I do want to bring in the Elitist.
Well, I mean, there's a million ways we could go with Relapse. You know what I mean? So that's what excites me, and I think you guys can expect to see. I think Relapse is going to be, especially once we get past this sort of hump that we're at with the content creation with Relapse. I think you guys are going to start seeing a lot more Relapse shit in 2019. Yeah. So I think that rather than focusing, in years past with Nerd Bourbon, I kind of was all about, let's, new sideshow, new this, new that. I have this cool idea. Let's do this.
As a smarter move, let's focus on what we have.
Yeah. In 2019, I want to focus on really doubling down on what we have, because I think we finally, sort of in the bottom half of 2018, I think that we with Nerd Bourbon really sort of hit our stride. We figured out a flow that we like with the main show. We kind of cut our losses with book club and adventures and stuff, and we kind of realized that we need to put those on the back burner, and we realized that we were biting off more than we could chew, and now we kind of know what we're doing a little bit better, and I think 2019 is going to be a very, very good year to be a fan of our shit, because I think you're going to get, I think you and I are going to make our best shit in 2019. So,
new year, new show.
That's what I think. Anyway, with all that being said, Todd, what have you been playing this week?
Well, this week.
Yeah, really the past couple of weeks. What's been going on?
I've been playing a shit ton of Dragon's Dogma.
Oh, yes.
Oh, it's like the main game I've been playing.
I know you've been playing a lot of it.
It's disgusting. So I my ankle has been fucked up for the last about a week and a half, 2 weeks now.
Right.
So I took off 3 days at the end of the week, last week, and all I did was sit there and I played Dragon's Dogma.
I was about to say that is fully 3 days. How many hours of those days were spent inside of Dragon's Dogma, Todd?
8+. It was bad. I admit that it was bad. I did multiple playthroughs, dragon forging all my gear, then jumping into Bitter Black Isle. It's real bad. To people who don't know what the fuck I'm talking about, there's a lot of shit to that game.
I mean, shit, that's been me. Like, you'll be talking really to yourself, but to me,
it's that's kind of what it is. It's mainly just me just spouting out bullshit,
and then you're like, "Oh, I'm gonna do this and that, and
yeah, man,
this place and that place." And I'm like, "Yeah." Like, I'd never played that game. I mean, the game looks cool. I mean, we did that little couple episodes where you're gonna do a playthrough of it and everything, and I liked what I was seeing. But that game,
it's a fun game. It's a lot of fun, and I have run into like problems that I have that I forgot that I had with the game.
Right.
Where it's like, if you aren't min-maxing, you're like not doing it right in that game. But honestly, that shit can go fuck itself because I like to have fun. The class that I play is like it's kind of like the hybrid between like a sorcerer or mage and a fighter, which is called the Mystic Knight. It's the most fun class for me, honestly.
Right.
But it's like not the best for like the best damage and min-max and all that bullshit. But I have run into some garbage, especially with the final DLC boss. Damon or Demon, whatever you want to fucking call him. He's garbage. I want to talk about this. He's garbage as fuck. So, you go through Bitter Black Isle, which is the area for the DLC. You fight him the first time. One and done. The first phase of him is easy. It's whatever.
Mm.
Then you go through it again. You go through the entire island again. It's harder. The enemy placements they're different. They're harder shit all throughout the thing. Whatever, that's cool. You finally get to the boss fight again. You have to fight the first phase again. All like, what is it, like 10 or 11 health bars. Cool. Fucker gets back up. Another 10 or 11 health bars. Now, here's the problem. That second phase has some of the highest damage resistance bullshit that I've ever seen in a game.
God bless.
Like, it's not hard. It's not a hard fight. Like, he doesn't hit me. I'm just sitting there. Like, I was looking online. I saw a beautiful rant it spoke to me because it was exactly how I felt. It's like, this fight ain't fucking hard. It's just bullshit. You say, like, yeah, I'm gonna have to sit there for 2 hours just to kill him. Oh, it's like, and then he's like, I don't want to hear any bullshit about, just switch your vocation. It's like, I don't want to. I shouldn't have to.
Right.
And
bad design.
I agreed wholeheartedly with that. And the thing is, it's like, I ended up like getting out of there, and I grabbed the power-up items that I normally don't use. It's like these like little things that power up there's like one for like multiple things. There's one that like powers up your strength, one that powers up your magic. I grabbed the one that powered up my magic. I went back with 20 of them, whooped his ass in seconds. But shouldn't have had to do that.
Yeah, that's, again, bad design. Still, though, I mean, you've been enjoying yourself in this cold world.
I plan on playing it some more after we record this.
Shit, I don't even know, because I mean, for me, like, I've got Kingdom Hearts on the horizon. You know, I've got Devil May Cry coming in March. But I think Devil May Cry is probably the last game you're buying, or the next game you're buying at launch.
Yeah, dude. Like, I think that is like, I think Devil May Cry 5 is gonna be the next thing I actually buy.
Well, there's Far Cry. Yeah.
Oh, wait, when's Far Cry coming?
Far Cry's in February.
Okay, so Far Cry might be okay. So I'll be shit. Maybe that'll be a series I can do.
Well, we'll both probably be playing that together in co-op.
Oh, maybe that'll be a series then.
Yeah, that might be something. I mean, like. But you know, I'm trying to. I'll say this, and this is something that I've done a lot in years past, especially as I've grown older. I've been buying less and less games at launch. I don't really buy games at launch that often anymore.
The only time I do it now is if it's something I really want to support.
Yeah, and I'll be honest, like even compared to last year, like I regret buying a lot of the games I bought at launch last year. I'm gonna be even more stringent this year.
I feel that.
You know, Kingdom Hearts 3, I already have 2 copies of that bought and paid for.
Oh, no.
So, yeah, because I'm going to have the digital copy to actually play and have on my PlayStation.
And then, you're going to have the physical copy just to look nice on your shelf.
Exactly. It's Kingdom Hearts 3. It's a big deal for me. I want to have it on my shelf next to the other Kingdom Hearts games.
Yeah, I feel that. So that's the type of motherfucker you are.
Yeah, and then there's also, weirdly, there is an Amazon exclusive Keyblade, which is weird.
What?
So yeah, I have the physical copy coming in from Amazon, so I can get that.
Okay.
So anyway, and you know, and then like I'm probably gonna pick up Far Cry. The thing about Far Cry is it's only gonna be $40 when it launches, so it's not gonna be full price. And I mean, look, I enjoy Far Cry. It's a good co-op experience with you and stuff like that. And then yeah, Devil May Cry. Obviously, I'm gonna pick that up. That is mathematically our most anticipated game of 2019.
Yep.
So Devil May Cry is gonna be a thing. And other than that though, I'm not really. You know, looking at some of these other games, I'm not really going to day one purchase many of them, you know. Mm-hmm. I really am. I'm going to take a backseat approach to a lot of this stuff. I mean, you know, Last of Us Part 2 and Ghost of Tsushima are more than likely coming out this year, and those will be day one purchases. But, you know, for the most part, I'm not going to day one purchase a lot of this stuff.
Like, the only, like, main, like, real day one purchase for me is going to be Shadows Die Twice.
Sekiro,
like,
yeah.
Sekiro, yeah.
Of course.
That's day one, like, without a doubt.
Right.
Like,
yeah, but
it's from FromSoft. I suck their dick. So it's like...
But there's going to be a lot of things where I'm just really going to be more hands-off with it. Because I got to tell you, Todd, like, I picked up Assassin's Creed Odyssey, Shadow of the Tomb Raider, and Hitman 2. All of them I picked up for less than half price.
Yep.
So it's like, why in the world would I ever buy any of these games? And then, like, Battlefield 5 has been consistently on sale. I think Fallout 76 was like $25, literally less than 2 weeks after launch.
At this point, they're trying to give that game away.
Yeah, they got to pay me to play that game now. But it's like...
It's funny. I actually have been playing that game more because I've been playing with our mutual friend, Tyler.
Right. Yeah, and you've been enjoying it.
Yeah, I've been having fun with it. I go full cannibal now. I just eat Yeah, dude, I'm like, oh shit, I should actually talk about that.
That's funny. I didn't realize
Dude,
that.
I look absolutely hilarious in that game. I wear a tattered dress. I have this like scarecrow-ass gas mask on.
God bless.
Dude, I look terrifying. Like, dude, I actually scared the shit out of Tyler recently. I fast traveled into his base. And dude, I'm sitting there with like the ski blade with like metal shards on it and shit. I look fucking insane. I'm like,
I mean, look, you found the fun in that game.
I found the fun of just acting like a dumbass. Like I'm just jumping out of my power suit, just feasting on the corpses of my enemies.
Right.
It's actually pretty good health. I got that shit max rank.
Jesus. I mean, look, you're having fun with it. That's really all that matters. As
much of a broken experience that game is, you can have fun, but it's
yeah. Where did you fall down on Anthem? Is that going to be a day one purchase for you?
I don't know, man. Like if I have other people that like, that's not gonna be a game I want to play by myself.
Right.
That's kind of my thing. Like if I know somebody that's gonna buy it, like day one, I might fuck with it. But I do want to play that game because the game looks fun as shit.
The gameplay looks great. Yeah. I'm just looking at some of these upcoming releases where, like, Days Gone, I'm so conflicted on Days Gone, dude.
Part of me is like, do I even give a shit about Days Gone?
I give a shit, and I really... Here's the thing, man. If Days Gone does not do well, Sony Bend is done. They're done. Yeah. That they have not released a game since, like, 2011. By the time this game comes out, they will have not released a game in, like, 8 years. So for that, they have spent so much time and money on Days Gone, and I really hope that it pays off because, like, nobody wants that game. I mean, it's got Sam Witwer. Like, nobody wants that game to be better than me. Like, I think it looks great, and I hope it's great. But like,
I want to play it, but it's like shit.
But I'm so gun shy about it, dude. Like, I'm so gun shy to where like that's not a game that I'm gonna pre-order or get day one unless I hear like really good things.
Yeah. I'm with you on that, honestly.
I mean, look, if it comes out and it's getting like 9s and 8s and stuff like that, and everybody says, look, it's great, go play it, then I'll support it. You know what I mean? Because Sony Bend, I think, is a talented studio that I want to see more things from. But other than that, I mean, like, Rage 2 is coming in May. I'm interested in that game, but I'm not going to buy it at launch. I mean, that's Black Friday bait written all over it.
That's Black Friday bait up the ass.
Yeah, so, and I mean, like, that's really, for this first half of the year, at least from what we know, I mean, I'm pretty much expecting Nintendo to have a Direct this month to sort of fill out their first half of 2019.
And for the record, you were wrong. They hadn't come out with a game since 2012.
I thought Golden Abyss was 2011. My bad.
Get your shit right.
But so I mean, either way, it's been a long fucking time.
Yeah, it's been a long time either way.
So, but yeah, so Nintendo I think is going to fill in their sort of first half of 2019. We're gonna see what Nintendo's got cooking, and I'm obviously I'm a huge Nintendo fan, so depending on what they've got in the pipe, I might buy something from them. But otherwise, I mean, I'm looking at this and I'm just like, man, am I really gonna like the first half of this year? I'm probably only gonna spend like a couple $100 on video games.
Dude, it's gonna be, honestly, I think this year is gonna be a pretty sparse spending for me.
Yeah, which is good, honestly. Compared to years past, when I think about all of the games that I pre-ordered last year, I'm just like, I feel foolish. Like I'm like, I didn't need to get literally half of these games on day one. You know, like even the games that I did buy, and I passed on a lot of stuff, but like Fallout 76, why did I buy that on day one? Battlefield, why did I buy that on day one? You know,
Battlefield 5, I especially feel dumb.
Yeah, I'm just like, man, like...
Because I think we both deleted that shit.
Yeah, I'm not even playing it anymore because nobody else is. Which,
like, if I'm going to play, again, like I think we talked about it, it's like, if I'm going to play a shooter, I'm just going to play Black Ops.
Yeah, and I've got Call of Duty now, and even Black Ops, we bought that on a deep discount, like half off.
Yep, that's the only reason I even fucked with it. Like, your ass was, like, messaging me, like, holy, the ball's in your court. I was it's like, all right.
Yeah, so I just... for me, like the way that I buy these games now. Oh, by the way, I'm looking at this here. Your dumbass Fight for Fortune does not count. Uncharted Fight for Fortune is a Vita card game that they didn't even develop.
I love how you sat there and went like.
I had to fact check you on that. I was like, I feel like I was right about that. Yeah, no. Golden Abyss is 2011, bitch. That's so funny. Yeah.
Oh, it was good.
Yeah. So yeah, anyway. I feel like the way that I buy games is going to change in 2019, where I'm just not going to buy a lot of these on day one. I'm really not. I'm just going to be working on my backlog. What's next for you? I mean, that's something that's kind of worth talking about. What do you think is next on your plate once you've had your fill of Dragon's Dogma? Yeah.
I don't know. I've thought about finally fucking with Odyssey.
I was telling you, dude, I can't believe you didn't pick that up for $30.
Yeah.
You should pull the trigger on that.
It's like I know I'm gonna love the shit out of that game because it's just like it's more of what I love from Origins.
From what everybody says, it's better than Origins.
I know, and it's like why I'm like I should fuck with it, but I don't even know why I passed on it. Like honestly,
yeah, I was shocked that you didn't buy it day one because of how much you loved Origins. But then when I told you it was $30, like even I couldn't turn that down.
I don't know. I don't know. I think I was like just in a weird place when it came out. I just didn't even give a shit.
Yeah, I mean honestly, like I think that's going to be the kind of game that really like takes up a lot of time though. So like that might be right up your alley to kind of kill the time until February, you know?
Yeah, it might work out. Because there isn't honestly much I can do more with Dragon's Dogma. I'm kind of hitting that like point where I'm like,
right,
kind of done.
Right.
Like I'm almost max level now, which is pretty bad. But max level's 200. I'm like fucking 40 levels off that now.
Jesus.
Yeah. At that point, you get the infinity symbol.
I mean, look, you know, I've got Kingdom Hearts coming out at the end of the month. And so for me, like, I just kind of finished up. That's something we actually should stop and talk about. I just finished up today the final piece of DLC for Spider-Man. The finishing up the City That Never Sleeps sort of DLC, which you finished up like basically the day it came out, right?
Yeah, I ended up just I was gonna wait for my day off that day, but it was like, you know what, I'm just gonna knock it out.
Yeah,
I just beat it before I went to work.
Well, what'd you think of it?
It's like I rank it like right there with the first one. It's like maybe a little better, a little worse. It's like right there. It's like tied for me between the first episode and the last one.
Yeah, I think I probably like it better than the first one overall, as it stands. I think
Yeah.
I'm just glad that it ended with a bang, because like that middle one was weak, you know.
Oh yeah, the middle one was like, ugh.
That was a little weak. So I was glad that the series wrapped up in a good place. So I really enjoyed it. There's not a whole lot to say other than like, it's more really good Spider-Man, and
I enjoyed the final cutscene for it.
Yeah, that was good. And
that was good.
You know, there's the suits that you get are good. I know you don't like the Spider-Verse suit, but I really like it.
It's not that I don't like it. I just like I still rather use the Spider Clan.
Yeah, I really like it, and it's, you know, what I liked most about this DLC in particular was that the ways in which it sets up the next game.
Mm-hmm.
There is a lot of groundwork laid for the next game. I don't want to spoil anything, but they pretty much every plot thread that is kind of like unfurled in this final piece of DLC, you know, it's going to be like talked about in the next game.
Mm-hmm.
Like there's stuff going on with MJ and Miles and, you know, and other characters that like, you know, that stuff's going to pop up.
And other characters.
Yeah. I don't want to spoil anything, but
I know, I don't blame you on that. Like, I think that's going to lead into some very interesting territory in the next game.
So it really feels like, you know, it feels like it's a step above just being like supplemental DLC. It has been fun to have a reason to turn on that game like once a month, you know, and just play a little 4 or 5 hour DLC. I don't know. I like it. I really, really love that game a lot. And it's been nice to have a reason to go back and play some more. So, but yeah, now that I have that done, I'm kind of like at this place now where I'm like, you know, I'm playing Smash still, just to sort of clean up spirits and stuff like that. There's still so much to do in Smash. Like, you'll never run out of shit to do in Smash, you know? So I'm playing that, but that's kind of like a back burner kind of game. Like I can just kind of play that whenever I want. It's not really a story-based game, you know?
Yeah.
So I'm kind of looking for the next big, meaty game that I can sort of get through before Kingdom Hearts. And my options really, I've got Shadow of the Tomb Raider, I've got Hitman 2, and I've got Assassin's Creed Odyssey. And I'm not sure which one.
Is it wrong? I would like love for you to like record or stream yourself doing Hitman.
Oh, the dumb shit. Yeah.
I would love it. I would love watching that.
Maybe that's something I'll do. Maybe I'll do a stream Hitman. That might be a thing. That'd be fun to do. I wish I had I wish I had a good capture setup because that's what I would do is I would just record it. But
yep.
Yeah, maybe I'll stream Hitman. Maybe that'll be the next thing. And you know, I'm still playing Darksiders off and on, but that's something that I'm kind of chipping away at. It's not like.
And you have the better way to play it now.
Yeah, they've patched a whole bunch of stuff to sort of.
It's like a part of me is like, damn, I should have just waited.
Yeah. So and you know, and again, I'm liking it and stuff like that, but I'm looking for like, I don't know, like I'm looking for a big like just a nice like good story to really sink my teeth into, like just something that I can really chip away at for these next like few weeks before Kingdom Hearts comes out. And if I play Darksiders, that's fine. If I play like all these little indie games that are on my backlog, that's fine. But that feels almost like work. Like that feels like you're just cleaning up chores. You know what I mean? Like I kind of want to like just experience something completely new and like just get something done before Kingdom Hearts. Because once Kingdom Hearts comes out, all bets are off.
That's over.
Oh.
Like I'm ready to hear about Kingdom Hearts for about like you were hearing about Monster Hunter type of shit.
I don't think it's gonna be that bad because
it's not gonna be that bad, but I think you'll be talking about it for a couple weeks.
The thing about it is Kingdom Hearts has an ending, so
Monster Hunter never ends.
It literally never. You were just talking about Monster Hunter today. You got like a new Assassin's Creed mantle.
Yeah, the Assassin's Hood, which is actually. I originally thought it was shit just because like the way it sounded, but it's actually not bad. I'm gonna use it.
Yeah, I mean, I respect that they're keeping that game alive with all these like collab. Wasn't there a Witcher one recently?
No, that's not out yet.
Oh, that's not out yet.
See, here's the thing. I didn't know about the Assassin's Creed one. They like stealth dropped that motherfucker.
Yeah, they didn't even like tease it or anything, right?
Bro, it just popped out of nowhere. I was like, what the fuck? Like, Tyler told me about it. He's like, yeah, they just like stealth dropped it. I'm like, what are you talking about?
I saw it on Kotaku. I assume that you already knew about it.
Oh, I knew about it. I've known about it for I've known about it for a little bit now, but it's like I finally jumped on and like actually got it.
Right.
Because the event quest is like you have to fight Odogaron, Devil Joe, and Lunastra.
Okay.
And it's like it's not hard, but it's just like I was just like, do
just
I feel
regular.
Like
it doesn't have to
right
be
now?
any advanced.
Yeah, all
crap.
this is. Yeah, and all you really do is like you go in there, you fight them all. You fight all three. You get a Senu's feather, and you can use that. You can use. I think you need 4 feathers in total, so you can get the Bayek layered armor, which I don't care about because I think it takes up the entire body, and I don't like those.
Oh, so it actually you can actually get like Bayek's armor.
Yeah, Bayek's layered armor. It's not really armor, but it's just like the transmog.
Okay.
And then the other one is you get the hunter tool, which I think is more useful, and it looks like Ezio's jacket.
Okay. That's cool. I mean,
it actually looks really good with like my character because
really?
it like looks good with the shit that I wear. So it's like,
yeah. I mean, that's Kingdom Hearts is going to be a big thing. I think we're both going to be playing Far Cry. We're both going to be playing Devil May Cry. You're going to be playing Sekiro, and there's some stuff coming, but it's not like it's not going to be a jam-packed year like usual. So I think we're going to be moving forward. I think you're going to be getting some more topic-based shows from us.
Yeah,
definitely. And as well as the news. It has been a quiet sort of news couple of weeks. The end of the year is always sort of quiet for news because a lot of publications are just sort of doing like game of the year lists and most anticipated lists and stuff. But I did have like 1 or 2 pieces of news that I did want to talk about. Just very quickly. One of them pertains to your interests.
You have my attention.
So somebody that you know and love, president of From Software, Hidetaka Miyazaki, recently gave a statement teasing that 2 games are currently unannounced and in development at From Software.
You think I don't know this?
Speaking with 4Gamer, Miyazaki teased that both games are From-Software-esque, adding that the studio needs a little more time before it discusses any further details. So what do you make of this? Is there going to be... Do you think we're going to hear about both of these this year? What do you think they are? What's your take on this as a From Software fan?
Now, they say From Software-esque.
Right. So like they're going to be
that's the term he used there.
He basically means Soulsborne, I think.
Yeah. So issue with that is as much as I don't want it, I do think Bloodborne 2 will be a thing.
You can take that to the bank. I've been saying it for years.
I know. Here's the thing. I've always been on that same page. I just don't want it. I've always known that it's gonna fucking come because it's like that game did too well for it not to come out with a sequel.
Yeah.
So I think one of those could easily be Bloodborne 2.
Yeah.
And I'm still, man. I would love for the Soulsification of Armored Core or whatever.
Oh yeah, the Armored Souls.
Yeah, dude. I'm telling you, that idea that me and you like the shit we were talking about, like fuck, that was a while ago. That shit just aroused me.
Yeah, that would be like what they were attempting to do with the Surge, but actually good.
Oh my god.
Basically.
I don't hate the Surge. I don't hate it, but it's the weakest to me. It's the weakest of the Souls likes.
You do have a certain level of contempt with the Surge.
I do. I just don't care for it. It's like the other game that developer made, Lords of the Fallen, so much better.
You like Lords of the Fallen?
I do.
Yeah.
Even though it's clunky Souls. But I enjoy the shit out of that clunk.
Out of that clunk. Got good clunk. Yeah, no, I think Bloodborne 2 is a surefire bet. Like Bloodborne 2 is just gonna happen.
See, like Dark Souls 4, I don't think Dark Souls needs to exist anymore.
Yeah, I think Dark Souls. I think you should just kind of put Dark Souls to bed. Just let it.
Dark Souls. I think Dark Souls 3 did a good job of like. I think that was a good closure.
Oh yeah, Dark Souls 3 is
like,
ending.
Dude, we've legitimately fucked with the Dark Soul.
Right. Where do you go from Dark Souls 3?
Exactly. Like I don't think. I mean, you could always the cycle continues, but does it need to?
Right.
Like as much as I love Dark Souls, as much as I could talk about Dark Souls for hours. Like I could honestly do an entire like Dark Souls podcast.
We've done it.
Exactly. So it's just like I don't think Dark Souls needs to exist anymore. Like continue with that level, that type of gameplay, but do new things with it. Innovate on the like the formula. I would love a Demon Souls remaster. That's probably the only like remaster I would love for them.
Right.
Get Demon Souls back on the fucking.
I think you're gonna get both of those things.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Demon Souls remaster I think would be incredible because like I don't think that game got as much love as it should because I mean the main people that play Dark Souls are obviously like people that play Demon Souls in the beginning. But that had the issue of being that was a PS3 exclusive.
Yeah.
Back in the day, and I didn't. That's the main reason I didn't really touch it until much later because I hated my PS3.
Yeah.
Hate the shit out of it.
Yeah, I think a Demon Souls remaster is probably going to come this year, and here's what I think is going to happen. I think that PlayStation, as we know, PlayStation has sort of dropped out of E3 this year. In favor of kind of taking a more reserved approach. I think that we're not going to see a lot of first-party Sony games on PS4. I think we're gonna get Last of Us, we're gonna get Ghost of Tsushima and stuff like that. But I really think that there's not that much more coming for PS4 in terms of the exclusives, right? I mean, we're still gonna get the third-party stuff, but I think what's gonna happen, they're gonna hold some sort of event at some point this year. Who knows when? Could be early in the year, could be middle of the year, around E3 time, who knows. But I think what's going to happen is I think you're going to get a Demon Souls remastered coming this year. I think that's going to happen. And then I think...
it would be Can I say something? It would be ballsy?
What?
If both of those were fucking Sony exclusive.
What, Demon Souls?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it will be.
But it's the thing. Like, it would be a cool move from if, like, Demon Souls wasn't a Sony exclusive. Again,
I think
because at that point,
I think it probably will be. I think Demon Souls will more than likely be if they remaster it. I think Sony probably still owns the rights to that.
Yeah,
I'm not 100% on how that works, but I'm pretty sure that Sony probably still has a bit of a grip on the Demon Souls IP. So
I would either way that shit's gonna get bought if it is a thing.
And then Bloodborne Bloodborne for sure is a Sony exclusive.
Oh, they're not gonna let that go. Bloodborne did too well.
Yeah, so. I think what you're going to get is I think you're going to see at some point this year Dark Souls or Demon Souls remastered, and then I think early next year it'll probably be announced this year, but I think it'll release early 2020 Bloodborne 2 as sort of a swan song for the PS4. So I think that's what you're going to get. I don't know that I would say that those are kind of both the unannounced games from. I would like to think that From is working on at least one of those. I think Bloodborne 2 is definitely one of them, but I would like to think that one of them is like a new IP or yeah.
That's the thing. I would love a new IP, like in like the Souls sort of like fashion,
Yeah. And we'll see. And maybe that is something. Maybe they'll do sort of maybe moving forward, yeah, Dark Souls isn't going to come back, but maybe they will tackle a dark fantasy game in the vein of Dark Souls without it being Dark Souls.
Exactly. That's the thing. I go to Dark Souls for the gameplay, like for the most part, like the gameplay and how they handle the world building and whatnot. But it's like, just take that formula and innovate on it and like keep on growing. That's what I want.
Yeah. And I think that's, I think that's pretty much what you're going to get from. I think From knows, the kind of games that its fans want. That's why, we turn and look at Sekiro. You know what I mean? And Sekiro looks like sort of an evolution of the From formula,
Yep. I mean, I think it's like there's going to be, like the DNA of Souls is going to be in that game, but I think it's going to be different enough to like stand alone.
Right.
because like the new little like gameplay shit they're going with it.
I'm looking forward to hearing your review of that game on this very podcast, Todd.
Oh, you'll definitely get it.
Anyway, quiet news week. I sort of apologize for the weird episode. I think that this kind of episode is necessary at the beginning of the year to sort of lay out the groundwork, figure out what we're doing, you know. Make sure you guys are with us every step of the way. Make sure you guys know what's going on with Nerd Bourbon Enterprises. But that's pretty much all I had though this week, Todd. Was there anything else you wanted to add?
I think that's about it. This is the beginning of year 3, which is a weird thing to say.
That is a weird thing to say. But we'll go into it charging forward stupidly.
Title of this episode.
Yeah. Thanks for listening, guys. We'll catch you next week. Get fucking dunked on. Bye.
See ya.
Hey there, thanks for checking out another fantastic Nerd Bourbon video. If you like what you saw and you want to see more, be sure to go ahead and subscribe, leave us a like, drop us a nice comment, or I guess a mean one if that's your prerogative. But until next time, get dunked on. Hey there, thanks for checking out another fantastic Nerd Bourbon video. If you like what you saw and you want to see more, be sure to go ahead and subscribe, leave us a like, drop us a nice comment, or I guess a mean one if that's your prerogative. But until next time, get dunked on.